Thank you.
And yeah, I'm
Thank you.
here to
Thank you.
support you. Anything you need.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Jim, too. I talked to Jim. He gave me some good insights on stuff. So
Yeah.
appreciate it, Jim.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And
You
I
got your
mean,
broker's
here to
license? You
support you.
started an independent brokerage?
Hmm?
You got your broker's license and started an independent brokerage?
I did. Yep. It's called
Yep.
Fabulous Realty.
I love that actually.
Fabulous Casa.
If that doesn't become a reality, I'm gonna be very upset.
Right, no kidding.
I should do like a YouTube spinoff of just shit going wrong.
I was thinking about that, like having a story time with the broker.
You should.
All the
I like
nonsense I
content
go
like
with.
that.
So
Yeah, I like that stuff. People want to see real and like authentic stuff.
So if I type fix or stop in the AI, it's supposed to boot this thing out like automatically.
it doesn't
And it seems like it never boots it out, but then it just doesn't send me the recap.
watch this.
I know, you could boot it. There we go. Bye.
Bye. Hey, Sheldon, I can see your head today. Sheldon's not trying to rob a Circle K.
Yeah, closed my windows a little bit so I could thaw out a little faster. Yeah, it was freezing. It's the ears. That's what gets me. That's my weak point.
You look like Cornholio. Man, that's a throwback reference that nobody gets.
I am Cornelio. TV from
Damn.
the Bible. I just wanted to make a point. I know hoods have their purpose, but not on a morning call. We've talked about this.
Very true. Yes.
I think that was the best good morning
Absolutely.
I've heard on this call.
We're gonna have
What
to
was
start wearing
Oh.
ski masks.
Yeah, no, we're quarter zips and matchas, bro. No more ski masks and Nike Fit. Well, it's 8:02. Time for you. What's your wins, your celebrations, something you're just dang proud of? Good morning, Scott. Looking dapper. Wearing a tie. Are you going to court? Take your hood off.
Did you guys mention something about hoods too?
Yeah. No
Hi.
hoods. Babby, how can your ears be cold? You got a lot of hair.
It's still get cold. It's cold here. It's chilly. My windows are frosted.
All
It's
64 degrees.
colder, 75 degrees. Freezing.
So, all right. Win celebrations. What do you got?
We had full Quantum Leap yesterday. Full day, Quantum Leap.
That's awesome. Quantum Leap's a great class.
Clear to close yesterday.
We have
Great.
our pie event this afternoon, and then I got a clear to close on my buyer a week and a half early because of Sam's team.
Nice. That's a win for Sam.
I'm just proud of uh, making this transition and believing in myself. That's what I'm proud of.
Abby, are you going to family reunion?
I am. I'll see you in Atlanta.
Woo! Heck yeah.
Mhm.
I was asked that question yesterday too.
If you were going,
Yeah.
Dan's answer was no.
he's going. Aren't you?
Not yet.
My voice is just gonna get increasingly higher pitched.
All right. other wins.
Why?
I haven't decided to go yet or not.
OMG, killing me.
Isn't that in like November or something?
February, folks.
February.
Goodness gracious.
Which one?
November's
there's two.
over.
There's one February and like one in. Was it May?
Mega Agent Camp is in August.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do we know where it is?
San
In
Antonio.
Okay. I like
Mega
San
Agent
Antonio.
Camp, or are you talking family reunion?
Mega camp.
Oh, yeah, family reunions in Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Well, in February it's probably cold Atlanta, but
It's still hot.
still hot. I was just in Atlanta a couple months ago, so I'm not in a hurry to go back. That's the point. That's the whole thing. Like, if I'd have known family reunion was going to be in Atlanta, we would have waited. But all right, is that all your wins? Is all you're celebrating? You're done? You're just like, meh, I got nothing else. fucking
Audra and I were both in a tech class, tech Zoom yesterday,
nice.
and about DocuSign. Learned a couple cool things about DocuSign I didn't know.
Nice. What'd you learn?
The big aha was that you can, well, we learned all about templates. So then I went through and I templated every single, like, one of the main primary documents, but
Yes.
also, how in like when you're adding signatures and initials in that field before you send it to your client, you can add an attachment and make it a requirement. So if you're doing if you do a lot of agent to agent referrals, you can include that attachment link and they have to send back their W-9 to complete the referral form. It's pretty sweet.
I didn't even know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's
Learn
great.
something
That was
every
a
day.
big aha.
There you go. Referrals. Send out the attachment must-haves for the W-9s. Who's ready
Also,
for deter? Go ahead.
There's also you can go to KW what is that link? To get everything you need out of DocuSign too. You can learn. So that's a good thing to know too.
Was it KW Answers? Is that the one?
Yeah. Yes. If you need help with your DocuSign.
I just need help with my life.
Preach.
I could preach, man. I got a preacher voice for days. I also have a strip club DJ voice. They go hand in hand. They really do.
They kind of do.
They
One
kind of do.
potato, potato.
So.
Saturday and your Sunday job.
Hey guys, the hustle real, man. All weekend. So yesterday, and I'm soon to be again this morning in conversation with an agent. If you're on the buyer side, who is your responsible partner? Like, who are you fiduciarily responsible for?
Your buyer?
You have a buyer broker agreement.
For the buyer. Okay. If you're on the listing side.
Seller.
Very good. Now, let's say you are a buyer's agent and a listing agent calls you up and says, hey, the seller doesn't have the funds to close. We need you to cut your commission by $3,000. What do you do?
Why are they selling their house if they don't have the funds?
Lifestyle needs, we don't know. We're not the listing agent, so we don't have that information.
I'd ask if they've already cut theirs. First of all.
And I asked them, like, I don't know, what was like did they do a net sheet? Like, was this something that they could have figured out before?
Yeah,
Like,
good question.
Maybe it was an error on the listing side.
But also, can the buyers make up the difference?
Yeah, good questions. Now, we do understand that the seller knew that they were underwater when they went to sell the house, and they had planned for this in the tune of like $24,000. And in that, we also had negotiations up front to increase the buyer's offer a few $1,000s to offset that difference. So seller knew from day one that they were a little underwater. A lot of underwater. Drowning. But it wasn't until the day before closing that this was brought to you. What do you do?
I would bring it to the buyer. Be like, hey, this is the situation. I've done my due diligence. I've verified that this is accurate. If we need to move forward with this home, this is what we can do. Give them options. We can do the A, you come up with the funds. B, they come up with the funds, which it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. And truthfully, I'm in it to serve families. I'm in it to serve people. And extenuating circumstances, I can throw in a little bit to help the families get the job done. Now, if they're an a-hole client, I'm not betting one bit. Cool, we'll move to the next one.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Explore all the options. I mean, if they don't have the funds to close, it means they're coming to the table with something. But that doesn't really, if they've agreed to a certain amount to the buyer broker, I mean, that's coming out of, I guess, the overall thing and increasing their out-of-pocket requirement. Is that what the situation is?
Yeah. So the buyer could pay right? By, we'll reduce the SCA, which is the compensation agreement between buyer and seller. Reduce that, and then the buyer just comes out of pocket the difference. So now it's the financial obligation rests upon the buyer. The listing broker could take another cut. If they've already taken a small one now, they can take another one, right?
Whereas they could cut like fees with vendors or
That's what I'm saying. Like, look at all options. Yeah. Talk to every party involved,
And
lender,
that's the
title.
thing. That's what we're saying, Christina, is I want you guys to really get in there and think about what are all the options, not just they pay, I pay, but go with that. Vendors, who are they? Who can you talk to about negotiating?
escrow,
Okay.
escrow fees.
Yeah. The title stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Who else?
Were there any repairs or anything? I mean, are there any outstanding like things to be paid from escrow that we could negotiate a
No,
lower rate with them?
let's just think it's a clean finance deal. No outstanding escrow balance. So good question though. Real good question.
I'd even reframe
Lender?
the buyer too. If we have to cancel this and go to the next one, we're gonna have to pay for inspections again. We're gonna have to pay for appraisals again. We're gonna, what is it going to cost to leave
Mhm.
this transaction versus what are they asking for?
Okay.
I guess did they not? I mean, kind of a moot point, but was this not calculated at the front end when they accepted this offer?
That's what I was thinking.
I don't think so. I don't think that the entirety of it, and in the example I'm using with you, no, there was a $24,000 calculation, but they were $3,000 off.
So if they're this much in trouble, that's probably not the only place in their life that they're in trouble. Are there other debt pay downs? Or can they negotiate with other creditors that they were maybe needing to include in this?
Is that our responsibility as a buyer's agent?
Mm-mm.
Oh, no, absolutely not. But those are conversations I'd be asking the listing side.
Right. Exactly. Here's some things, right? We're going to ask questions to gain clarity. Love how Christina's and you guys are all actually demonstrating this. We're asking questions to gain clarity so that we can provide information that actually makes sense to the situation, not just assuming one thing or another, like, "Oh, I'll reduce my commission," whatever it is. If you've been on the call long enough, how do I feel about you reducing your commission?
Not great.
I hate it. You've done your job. You did your duty, right? Now, there are some times in life where we're going to have to take concessions and we're going to have to take some thinner days. Not all the time. I do not want your family's compensation to be the first thing off the table. Now, as a listing agent, let's talk now. We're going to switch our hats. Everyone take off your buyer hat, put on your listing cap. Now, listing agent, what are your options?
Are you in a
Actually,
position to take deferred payment from your client? Maybe
I
work
like
out a
this.
payment plan.
I was
I
going to
like
say,
this,
Dan likes him a payment plan.
right?
In the grand
Somebody-
scheme of
you
things,
guys have put your
$3,000
sellers on
isn't
a
a lot of
payment plan?
money.
Klarna payments.
Klarna, yeah. Call it the Fuller payment processing.
I've never heard of a payment plan for
But this,
compensation.
and this is why I want to bring it up. Christina and Stacy have been on the calls long enough that we've actually talked about this. This actually came about from the buyer side because when the buyer compensation became a topic of contention for deals, we had to find creative ways that buyers were able to compensate their agents for the first 2 weeks if that was an issue, and then the sellers realized, oh shit, I've got to pay it anyways.
I mean, you're essentially doing a hard money loan and you can build terms in a contract around that where you establish rate, installments, all of that.
Absolutely. 100%.
Have they reached out to their friends and family to see if anybody can offer a small loan to help make up the difference?
Yeah. That's another thing, right?
Or their employer. Sometimes the employer will do that with a small interest rate.
I had this situation, Dan, if you remember, it was one of my first ever deals. And I was on the buyer side and they were super, super underwater. And it was another agent in our office. And those sellers ended up coming to the table with $32,000 to close the deal. It cost them. And she called me and she was like, hey, this is the situation. Are you willing? I'm going to go down. I think she was going down to like 1% or 1.5% or something. And I leaned in, but I only leaned in. I wouldn't go below, I want to say it was like 2.25 or something. It was like, that's a you problem, not a me problem. Not that I don't want to be cooperative, but again, it was like, this is at the finish line. We've already gone through this. So you guys need to figure out how you solve your problem primarily. And they had to go to family, I think, and get something. But at the end of the day, it's like, you're hiring professionals to do a job. There is a cost associated with that. And that needs to get figured out. If you want to solve this problem, the solution can't be, I want other people to make this their problem so that I can get out of this situation.
Are you guys catching along on this?
And I would want to know if, I mean, you already said it, but I would want to know, is this incompetence or is this calculated to do it at the last minute to say, oh, sorry, we're a little short?
Now, my thoughts are on this, and I will tell you not the broker's opinion of it, but the Big Dan's opinion of it. Fuck your seller for waiting to the end to just spring this on me.
Yeah.
Because we had an agreement up front. We knew there was underwater up front. We went through the entire process in good faith, made sure that we had inspections done that we paid for. We had all due diligence in timely manner, and we had the appraisal done in good faith and paid for, all on the merit that the seller was going to do what the seller promised they would do at the origination. They accepted my offer. They knew the cost, including all involved, and we moved forward. Now, for you to bring this to my doorstep on the 11th hour is not acting in good faith or even in professionalism. This is an issue for your seller, not my buyer. I have a fiduciary responsibility to protect the interests of my client, and to arbitrarily offset your seller's financial decisions onto my buyer is not one of them. Now, if your seller fails to close today, this would be a very unfortunate opportunity for a specific performance issue. I would hate to see the seller incur more costs.
$3,000 is going to pale in comparison to the mediation.
But you see how, like, that's the energy to it. Now, I will share with you that this conversation is being shared with the party that needs to have it right now. Up until the point where she's even said, well, have your broker call my broker. This isn't a broker to broker level issue. It isn't. I want you all to have the skill sets and the ability to have this tough conversation and go back and say, no. We acted in good faith. We did everything up front. Now, if we're in the middle of the negotiations and let's say there's a repair that happens that's going to cost more than we had identified up front, that's new information. Or the appraisal comes in light and we have to adjust for that. That's new information. That provides an avenue for us to take the new information and find a win-win solution. I don't care if you're Keller Williams or Bucktooth Realty. It doesn't matter. It's all about the win-win solution because we can't have a win-lose. Now, you as a listing agent have a contract with your seller to sell their property. If they were not in a position to sell it at the time they went under offer, that is your fault. If they are not in a position to sell it without having to bring money to the table, that is their fault. Nowhere in this conversation is it our fault. So your options are find the money, you can cut it from your side, or you can borrow it from somebody. It does not feel nice to be strong backed in some of these positions, right? You want to make it a win-win. You want to make it an easy go, right? Listen to me when I tell you, negotiation is not you giving up. A lot of people hear, well, isn't this negotiable? Yes, it is. But do negotiations just go down?
No.
No, they go up too, right? And people fail to realize that. Like, oh, I thought we were going to negotiate. We are negotiating. I offered you 300. You came back at 320. I went down to 290. We call that the FAFO negotiation. If you don't know those acronyms, just put it into TikTok and you'll find all kinds of videos to explain what FAFO stands for. But when it comes to your client, I want you to be feral. Not difficult, feral. Can you logically articulate an argument against someone who's fairly protecting themselves or someone else? No. I don't want you to get swan-songed into somebody other's sob stories. But Jim was right. Go to the client, let him know the situation. Tell him that here's the options. Here's where we're at. If the seller doesn't do this, this is where we're at. And I don't want you to be in that position. So I'm going to be feral to the other side. I am going to go be ravenous against you incurring more costs. At the end of the day, though, I don't want you to lose this house. And if this is the absolute worst case scenario, you have to come up with the additional funds. Are you able to do so? Now, is the other side going to be agreeable? We have no idea. I can tell you this, though. I asked the agent, our agents on the buyer side, I said, hey, send me this estimated settlement statement. Why did I want that?
That
You can see what else is in it.
Okay.
Did their numbers right?
Yeah, can I not see the entirety of the situation?
Yeah. Also, too, I'm thinking like if you went to the listing appointment and you had a conversation, you asked the right questions, and you're like, these clients are underwater, like as a listing agent, maybe provide like even like a tiered system. Hey, if we make this much, I'll get this much. If we make this much, I'll get this much.
Yeah.
I
But
don't know.
the other side of this is if you're still getting paid $8,600 on this deal. Hold, please. I'll get the exact number. It's in here somewhere.
Like I said, if it's a
Somewhere.
listing agent's mistake, the listing agent should pay for it.
Yeah.
We call that
Seriously.
tuition.
Well, I mean, there's sometimes that clients obviously are not forthcoming, and if we don't have full transparency of their financial situation, but yeah, I mean, that's obviously why we have all these conversations up front on both sides too, right? Where it's like for the buyers, like this is at the end of the day something you're committing to paying for your representation. My goal is to get as much of that paid for by the seller side as possible, but it may come down to there's going to be something left. And I always build in room. That's why I love to do net sheets. I love to do like buyer cost sheets because I pad it. I pad every single thing to allow for some level of contingency because there's always going to be something come up.
Yeah. 8,600, 86, 62.50. 86, 62.50, right? That is still what is on the settlement statement saying, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're paying real estate compensation to your company for 86, 62.50. You're paying real estate to Keller Williams. And in order to close this deal, we need $2,209.67.
Man, I'd be coming
that
in
would
as
be
the
my-
listing agent hero, man. I'm willing to help you out, find the problem. Who do you know that I can, like, how are you making this up on the back end, basically? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And then here's the thing. Even with giving the credit to cover what the seller would have to bring in, you're still, as a listing brokerage, making $6,500. I have done deals for a tenth of that.
Yeah, say, don't get me started on co-ops.
Yeah, I've done deals that are full negotiation boats, full absolute headaches for goose eggs. Because sometimes we got to do the right thing. And those sellers that I've helped out in those situations have come back to me in drove, right? Referrals, repeat business, additional contacts and stuff. You do the right thing.
Do also on the buy side, like if your clients are like, we absolutely love this house, I don't know, maybe bitch, send me some people. I don't know.
Guys, you're all business owners. I hate to say it. You're responsible for the decisions you make in your business, and that means your compensation. If you got to give a discount on your products to get them moved, you got to give a discount on your products to get them moved. It is not the other side's fault. But Christina was clear, right? We have these conversations, we do net sheets, we have expectations up front, but build in some pack, right? Build in some thickness. that you can negotiate either forward or backwards on. Right? I have a seller we added $1,900 to his payoff on the HOA line. He goes, "Oh, this is different than the first one you gave me." I was like, "Yeah, the first one I didn't add this padding because in the last 4 or 5 weeks, we've noticed a shift in the market where most of the sellers are paying this fee now. I want you to be prepared. So when we go under offer, that's what you're looking at." Jim.
I was going to say, everybody in real estate gets paid at close of escrow. Everybody has padding built in. You could call around to vendors, resources, escrows, whomever, lenders. There's wiggle room because they're not going to get paid if it doesn't close.
Nobody gets closed. But there's always, I really hate that threat of specific performance. Like, I don't want to have to threaten you with lawsuits.
Right.
Let's not bring the judge into this. Guys, I grew up where you didn't call the cops. You call your cousins, if you know what I mean.
When anyone that adds a like a bonus, right, to their compensation should be used to having those conversations and showing their clients that even if you got your full percentage covered, some of us have an additional amount on there that the buyers are paying regardless. You know what I mean? So it's like getting comfortable with explaining to them that there are, like, this is, again, sometimes I feel like people just feel guilty. Like, this is not a charity endeavor here.
Profit is not a bad word. I'm sorry that the 1% will always be the 1% because they understand wealth and money. And so many people are like, it must be nice. It is. You make too much. No, I don't. If I were to charge you by the hour, you would hate this. Because right now, these are billable hours.
There are agents out there that get paid too much because they're garbage agents.
100%.
Those of us that work for it,
100%.
some days, even when you get the full amount, it's like, that was not even enough.
Yeah, there are some deals where I'm like, shit, why am I in this business? And then there's some days where I'm like, damn, that's why.
You almost feel guilty sometimes.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They offset. It's all in balance. It's not always going to be a win, like, for every buyer and every seller. There's going to be an offset. Some sellers are going to pay more and they're okay with it. I remember in the car business, I'd have people come in that we call them full cracks. Because it's literally, I cracked them over the head with the book and they bought everything at full pop and I made all the money, right? Full crack. And the other side of things is what we call nut kicks. Because that's all you got is they signed documents and then kicked you in the nuts. No profit, no pay. You did that whole transaction for free. Actually, it probably cost you money.
I want to see the invoice.
Yeah, right? Here you go. Here's the invoice. I want less than that. Why?
I
Right?
want your holdback too.
Good, right? Here's the thing. Here's the price I'm willing to pay. Here's the price I'm willing to sell. If we can agree on terms, we have a meeting of the minds, we sign a contract, we have a deal. Just like this transaction we're talking about, right? Here's what I'm willing to pay. Here's what I need. We are 15 grand apart, whatever it is, whatever it was, I don't remember. And then we move it closer. The funny thing is this agent, the listing agent, knows me personally. Because I interviewed him, I guess, a long time ago. And they called me in the middle of the negotiation and said, hey, can you help negotiate with your client to get him to come up? And I'm like, why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I go and pressure my agent to get their buyer to say yes or no?
Also, as the listing agent, if you have to turn around and relist it with a new buyer, you're probably gonna still make lots of money anyways.
Not even lots of money on that, James. If you got to turn around and resell it, does your seller have to make another payment? That's probably going to be more than $2,200. And has the market gone up or down in the last 45 days?
I was going to say, you're probably going to have to raise the price to offset the difference too.
Yeah.
Or
Is
have
that
a
gonna work
done
in your favor?
conversation with everybody that wants to write an offer.
Yeah. Is the market going in your favor or against your favor right now?
Against.
Absolutely. So it's in the seller's best interest. So here's what I sent to the listing agent. Just to clarify our position, the buyer has fully performed on their obligations. They've completed inspections, paid for their appraisal, and moved forward strictly on the merit that the seller would act in good faith according to the executed contracts. All terms, including compensation, were pre-negotiated and agreed to up front. Our fiduciary duty is to protect our respective clients, and we can't arbitrarily shift additional costs onto the buyers that were never part of the original negotiation. The seller can bring the remaining funds to closing, or you're free to make any adjustments on your side. If the seller can't perform on these terms agreed to, that would not be in good faith and risk pushing both parties towards unnecessary costs and a potential specific performance discussion. We prefer to keep this clean and get it closed tomorrow.
How many cuss words are in that Chat GPT prompt?
None.
It's scary enough.
Doesn't need them. This is me. Like, the conversation we had was from the heart. I don't want you guys to be Chat GPT agents. I want you to be damn good agents and then refine it through tactical support.
Also, I feel like if you lead with that, like it doesn't make it like direct. It's like it brings emotion in if you're like, oh, you know.
Guys, it's not about you and me. It's not about the buyer and the seller. It's about the decisions that were made up front versus now. You and I will likely do a deal again, and I'm going to always present every opportunity in that spirit. You and I are likely to do deals again. You and I are likely to do business in the future. And I want to continue to have a good relationship in doing so. But I want you to know that there is absolutely no bullshit that I will accept. And there are people that I have done deals with that have bent their clients over because they knew I wouldn't. I'm not going to allow your nonsense to harm my clients.
On the same token, there's been several occasions where I screwed up and said, this is the situation. Is there anything we can do to help? No, cool. I'm going to eat it. It was my mistake.
Yeah. And if you fuck up, fix it. Guys, professionalism is when you show up when things go wrong. You have done nothing wrong, then why are you paying for it? So Anthony said, this conversation hits home. I'm working on something similar, knowing the other agent is someone that I will work with again. Yeah, you're right. It's not about the people in this. Like, it's not me versus you. Let's fight. Let's see who wins. No, it's us against the problem.
Well, that's the thing. At the end of the day, it's just business.
Yeah,
I
it's
stopped
just
by an open house with followed signs because I recognized the name for a long agent that I was on the other side of, that he was going hard in the paint for his buyers to get like a $20,000 like some line with sewage, like plumbing, whatever, had all these quotes, like all this stuff, personal experience with it. And at the end of the day, it was like, again, it was like, you want to go hard, we'll go hard. We went to the city, we had the county come out, like every single thing to support our position. And we moved forward, and it was a $20,000 tab that his clients at the end of the day didn't get taken care of. And so he was not super stoked about it. But the next time I see him, like I saw his signs, I took that opportunity, go out, tour his open house, see him, be excited to see him. And he was talking to some buyers, like doing basically an impromptu like buyer consultation. And they were asking him questions, you know, well, so do you help with this? And he was like, yeah, I'll advise on this and blah, blah. And I was like, I'm sorry to interrupt. Just want to say hi. And he was like, oh, hey, how's it going? And I was like, just so you guys know, if you work with this guy, you're in good hands. He goes hard for his clients. But that's exactly what it is. At the end of the day, it's like, it's just business, man. Like, I'm going to do what I need to do for my job. You do what you need to do for your job, and we can still be together.
That's right.
And let's all
good.
celebrate Josh doing his little girl's hair. Good job, Josh. So proud of you. Mine next, sir. Mine next. All right, guys. Thank you for being a part of my morning. I hope today was worth your time. This has been your Tuesday morning call. For the rest of you, I'll see you later. For
Wait,
of you,
Dan.
What?
Do you have a purple shirt on underneath that?
Duh.
Oh, thank goodness. Okay, carry on.
Duh. Yeah, pop the collar and make it easier for you.
That is all. Thank you.
Here, I'll
There you go.
do the Sheldon. All right, guys. Thank you for being a part of my conversation. I hope you learned something. Let's go do some great things like, I don't know, sell a house. Sound good?